This is the Perspective Chasers podcast, and I'm your host, John. On this episode, I want to talk about time, more specifically your time and how you treat it. So, for myself, my mindset around my time completely changed when I became a father. Because I wasn't only playing around with my time, I was also playing around with my daughter's father's time and how much time she got to see her father and everything from her perspective as well as my own. And that really changed my mind in regards to work and a lot of how I approach life. So I used to be pretty much a workaholic. I worked 6-7 days a week, most weeks, never took holiday, never took sick day. And I'd done that for years on end because I was trying to get somewhere. I had a goal in my head and I wanted to get there. And unless it was going to take me along that trajectory, I wasn't interested. Realistically, things at home wasn't great and I was avoiding a lot of things. So putting everything into work and just selling my time constantly, it made sense. But after a career change and then becoming a father, I changed careers into something where I had a lot more time and I managed my own schedule. So I went from security into personal training. And with security, I had very rigid hours. I was working 72 plus hours a week, every week. And then when I went into personal training, I went down to working about 28 to 40 hours a week, depending on availability and everything else. But I could chop and change when I put my hours. And I was charging more per hour. So having that change in a career initially was intentional because I wanted to make the same amount of money in less time. I started to realize that my time was valuable. But it wasn't enough. Once I became a dad, even the hours of personal training, even that wasn't enough. Because I had full-time care of my daughter half the time. So it was a constant juggling act. I had to squeeze everything into small amounts of time in terms of work and everything else. And for personal training, it really works to be flexible. So I started to realize that other people didn't value my time as much as I did, obviously. They've got their own lives and their time is more valuable to them than my time. But that doesn't work for me or didn't work for me. So I ended up changing careers again and everything else. But the idea of, or the realization of the value of my personal time, that stuck. And that still sticks. The reason I'm doing this whole kind of thing is because I want something that not only benefits other people, but works with my life. Something that it doesn't feel like I'm forcing myself to do it. Something where I can value the time that I put in and realize that it was time well spent rather than time either doing menial tasks or just being a cog in a wheel that doesn't really matter too much. Like, overall, how I spend my time changes and the mentality around it changed. So, in order for me to keep that idea of the value of my time, I need to put in the effort where I prove that value and I do the work to make other people realize the value of not only my time but their time as well. Because this isn't just a self-realization, it's everybody's time is valuable. Everyone is living a unique experience and everybody has their own time. Everybody has the people that they interact with and however they spend their time. It all adds value or takes value from other people's lives. There's going to be people that look forward to seeing you and there's going to be people that dread seeing you. These are all interactions and these all add and take away value. So if you could spend your time in only ways that you felt valuable, I think overall you'd be fairly happy with life, because everything you're spending your time doing is of value. And I think, as the constant message on here goes, is we're all chasing happiness in one form or another. So trying to realize that managing your time better and having more value of your time, it's not everything, but it's a big part of the puzzle. Once you open your eyes and realize how much your time is truly worth, then the cogs start turning on everything else. Again, it's dominoes. One thing knocks into another, and eventually one idea down here is dominoed all the way into a completely other idea down there, but it would have never had that knock on if it didn't knock on all the way down there. That's a very bad way to explain it, but yeah. So you never know how all of the cogs are turning together. So once you've realized the value of your time, you start to cut out the things that are less valuable. Once you cut out the things that are less valuable, you realize you're happier because you're spending your time doing more valuable things. The more valuable things you do, the happier you become. The happier you become, the more valuable things you do. And thus is the cycle. The problem is, most of us spend more than the majority of our time doing things either we're reluctant to do or unhappy doing. So no wonder people are wishing their time away. No wonder people are rushing for the weekend and wishing the week away, wishing the months away. Because the majority of the time, they're trying to escape something. They're trying to get to the next moment. But understand the value of those moments. The value of genuinely having an experience and taking the time to be there and be present, rather than trying to rush through it because you're stressing about something else, or you're viewing it through a screen so you're not actually remembering it properly or experiencing it and taking it all in. Like, understand that how you choose to spend your time and what you fill your time with is what is inevitably going to add or take value from your life. Because your life is time. It's your time. It's your experience. It's your story. So choose how to spend that story. Choose how each chapter goes. You can choose a different ending, but you have to take control. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to realize the value of your time for you. I mean, again, there's exceptions. And if somebody else has told you how valuable your time is, be grateful as hell to that person, because there's not many of those out there. But understand your time is valuable, and somebody at some point in your life should tell you so. Because there is far more to life than just wishing your time away. There's far more to experience, to enjoy, to do, than just wish your experience away. You never know what's going to come after this. Nobody can explain what comes before this. So just enjoy it as much as you can. Experience all that you can. Embrace your time. Don't waste it. On that note, I'm going to end the episode. The seed for this episode is try to spend time doing things where you enjoy your time more. Even if it's small, just add something into your week or your month, something that you've got to look forward to, but you don't wish your time away. So try not to make it too long away, i.e. monthly, because then you're going to be wishing for the end of the month. Again, start small. Do something each day that you look forward to, or each week that you look forward to. And slowly filter out the things where you don't enjoy your time, or the things that you know trigger you to wish your time away. Like, nobody should be living wishing their time away. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. And there will always be a lot going on in the world. There's a lot that needs to be fixed. And it can't be all fixed overnight. But if we start fixing ourselves, eventually we'll be able to fix the bigger problems. So let's all work on ourselves just a little bit each day. and we'll get to that better future. All the best, and I'll catch you on the next one.